Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today we are going to be taking a look at something really awesome. For those of you who don't know, which I'm surprised if you don't, it is Halloween in the next couple of days, and I myself, I'm very excited because everyone knows that the best part about Halloween is it's about scaring your friends, isn't it? So I thought I would come up with a little build that's going to scare the pants off your mates, so let's take a closer look. Now before we begin, this is just a demonstration. You wouldn't be using a pressure plate, and you certainly wouldn't have iron blocks marking out where it is, because that will spoil the surprise. But picture this, your friend is walking around late at night in his Minecraft world. He's a little bit twitchy because, you know, there are mobs around, a little bit scared, everything is quite close, and he doesn't want to set off anything. So he's walking along very carefully, and then, oh, he activates a bit of a trap, and oh my god. There is just an absolute boatload of mobs just popped up out of the ground as if they'd come out of a grave. And, well, they're coming out to get him. Oh, scary stuff. Watching that back, it doesn't sound particularly scary. My voice is far too jolly to make anything sound scary at all. I could say anything and it won't sound scary, which is unfortunate. But, hey ho, I think this idea is really cool. And let's take a look at it in a little bit more detail. Now the way that I've designed this is so that it can be built entirely in vanilla survival mode. You don't even need to use the monster spawn eggs. Due to the way that you build it, the order in which you place the blocks, you can actually tempt a bunch of mobs down into here, and then you can keep them cooped up in that little container and it will do just fine. So that's okay. Now, the only issue is that it is quite big, especially for a one-use build. You might be thinking twice about doing it because it does use a lot of resources. But if you are playing on a survival multiplayer server and you have a ton of stuff and you want a fun way to get back at your friends, then this would be a good way of doing it. Now, the good thing about this design is that it is modular, so each quarter is exactly the same. So I'm going to show you how to build one quarter, and then you can repeat it for yourself. If you do want to take a closer look at how to do that, if you don't understand, then of course I will include a world download in the description down below, so you can check that out for yourselves. But anyway, without further ado, let's crack straight on with this tutorial. So you want to get things started with a 3x3 area. Your floor level is going to be all the way up here, so that's something to keep in that brain box of yours. Just count that out. I personally lost count, so you might want to pause it and count it. But anyway, you just want to go down to the bottom and go 2 blocks up and place the first regular piston, and then you want to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then place 2 blocks like this, then skip 2 blocks and take a couple of blocks out like that, and place 2 sticky pistons there with a sticky piston here and a block on its face. Now you might want to make that the same color as the floor because that is what is going to be flush with the floor when hidden. So that's just something to keep in mind. Then just head right the way down to the bottom, place a block on the side of this piston, place a block off to the side, and then you are going to be creating your alternating block tower going right the way up here. You want to go all the way up to this block right here, so your torch tower should stop there, and then you just want to place torches in each of the gaps. Now you should see that your pistons will extend. That is unfortunate, you're going to have to replace all of those, but it shouldn't take too long, so don't worry about it, and then just replace all of your pistons. In fact, I would suggest taking out the pistons entirely and not replacing them, because there's going to be a couple of things that you do in this build that are just going to set them on fire, and you don't want that to happen. But anyway, now just head down to the bottom, place redstone dust here and a repeater like this. Then you just want to place a block up like that with redstone dust, a redstone torch, and then we're going to be putting a sticky piston facing downwards with a redstone block right there. Now just pop on up to the top where you have this little formation, and you just want to create this shape, place redstone dust here and a repeater running into this block with 2 ticks on it, and you will see that when we flick this lever we have got ourselves this kind of action, which is exactly what we need. So you want to place a block with a redstone torch there, and then go blocks out like this, a repeater, redstone dust, and then you want to take the half slabs out and place them like this with redstone dust running along the bottom like that. Now if we go under here and place our sticky piston with a redstone block on the front, and then our 5 regular pistons, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 with our 2 blocks like this, you will then see that if we place down a lever right here, the block will be retracted and then these blocks will push up to the surface. So technically we have done all of the redstone. Now we're just going to need to replace all of these regular pistons once again and fill it up with mobs. But please, before you start throwing mobs into this design, first things first, you're going to want to place blocks here so that they can't escape, and also you are going to need to build the other 3/4 of it. So do what I've done over here, match up the pink line next to each other and then just repeat it on the other side mirrored. It's very nice and easy to do. Like I said, if you do want to take a closer look, then there is the world download in the description. If you only want to have a 1x1 hole, then that is absolutely fine. Just make sure to cover up all of the edges, of course. Now for anyone who is playing in survival mode, this is actually quite easy. You just want to take out these blocks and the pistons and you are left with a ditch, and then you can just stand here in the dark and wait for mobs to try and find you, and then you can coax them into this hole by punching them or walking around it and making sure that they fall in. For anyone that is playing in creative mode, your life is incredibly easy because you just have to spam the spawn egg for a little bit and eventually that hole will fill up. Then once it's done, you just grab your sticky pistons again and place them down and then put the blocks on the front, and there we go. You've got your pop-up mob system, so it's ready to prank your friends with. But unfortunately, that is all I've got time for today, folks. So if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.